So this is my current view. I'm currently sat on top of the hillside, which is on the South Downs Way, and it's absolutely stunningly beautiful. I'm actually sat down, so a little bit unprofessional. I haven't brought any tripod with me today. I've literally just bought my camera and I've bought my drone for a backup, and I'm waiting for the light, as you can see, chasing from the left of the screen there to the centre where the windmill is, just to appear. I'm just waiting for it to touch that as it comes over, as that big cloud over here is pulling forward. Now the light's just chased there and it's just touching the windmill, and because it's like a bright white paint colour, it's like a beacon on top of that hillside there. The hillside's called Kingston and the windmill's called Ashcombe Windmill. I think it's got a few other names as well. Maybe the locals call it something different. But I've taken loads of sunset photos from that point and some night stuff as well, because it purely is just a darker area. And I'm just watching the light chase across, and in the furthest distance you got, which is where my finger is here, you've got Malling Down, and that runs all the way over to Sutherland Hills, which is just behind, let me get my finger right, just behind the cliffs that you can see just there. And then it runs on to Mount Caburn on the very edge, and then further around across that weald is Fell Beacon. And that's what I'm just up here taking photographs of. I've got a bike with me, which is great, which is an electric bike, so I'm able to get around a bit more easier. It's much easier on my legs and my back, as I'm not as young as I used to be. So I might take a little trip a bit further down. But this is a beautiful spot. Now, this area here that you can see in the bottom section where all the trees are, and the area that's here, that's Kingston village or hamlet, whichever you want to call it. And those trees there, at a certain point in the year, autumn, this time as it's just starting for us, starts to glow with different colours and different shades, and it's absolutely beautiful. But it hasn't happened yet. And I think autumn happens at a different time of the year for us down here in the south, because I think we're protected somewhat. So I think a lot of it changes. But it's still nice to see. It's such a beautiful view from up here. I can sit here for hours just staring at the lovely view. I mean, I'm looking over the hills now and it's just absolutely glorious. Over to my right is a path that runs down into effectively what is Kingston down there. But it's absolutely stunning. And the weather is perfect. I mean, I've got these massive clouds, seem ominously full of rain. The sun is coming from behind my right shoulder. But you got this. That's part of the South Downs Way over to the northern parts of Lewes. Lewes being just above the windmill that you can see in the centre ground there. And then you got the South Downs Way that runs all the way across behind and over that hill where I've come from. But yeah, it's just an absolutely beautiful view. I mean, the light coming through the clouds is so beautiful. It's dappling all this soft, almost it's like a giant softbox in the air, not just in the sky, but also just like in the air as well itself. It's like there's a little bit of a haze going across. It's such a beautiful, beautiful light. There's no harshness about it whatsoever. It's just great. Today's camera, I've got the D7000, and on that again I've got the K&F Concept Square filter system. And on that one, if I turn it around, on this I've got the graduated filter. That is a where is it? It's back to front. I've got a graduated filter of 0.08, which is just right, just to bring down any kind of harshness from that, and just to darken and light the cloud, which is perfect. It's nice to just do something handheld. Sometimes I'm up here with a tripod, and I love my tripod, don't get me wrong. I've just bought a new one, which is perfect. I had a Manfrotto, which was a bit broken, and it was just, one of the legs wasn't staying up. I had to hold it almost all the time, and it was just getting ridiculous. So I bought myself a Benro one, and it's brilliant. It's carbon fibre, and it just stays exactly still how I want it. But today I haven't bought it because I got my bike, and I just wanted something just to be easy and just get out quickly and just enjoy a bit of fresh air on the mountains. South Downs are mountains really, though, for us down here. But this view is incredible. I'll leave you with it now anyway, and I'll go and find somewhere else to take photographs. I'll put the photographs on at the end here so that you can see, and I'll catch up with you again soon. So I've been chasing the light all the way along the path that sits just there, and I've come up through that way. I got stopped. There was a couple walking up the hill that were just enjoying the outside from Surrey, which was nice to see some people that aren't necessarily from the same areas that you live in. We was having a good old chat about where they come from and where they lived and stuff, and it was quite nice. It's quite nice to meet some people that like-minded spirits on the hillside. And I've just come up to this point here because I'd taken some photographs where I met the couple, and incidentally I took a photo of them with the big background of the landscapes, and I haven't done it for a while because I haven't been out for some time. And usually when I'm out, if I meet somebody and we start having a conversation, I like to take a photograph of them and email it to them at some other point. And that was the ideal opportunity. So that was the view that they had in their in their image, which was absolutely fantastic. I've come up a little bit further up the path, about, I don't know, 1,000 yards or so, and the light is now it's gone from the landscape. It's just absolutely disappeared, but it's filtered all the way down to the seafront, which is down that way in the centre of the image, just here. And if I may be able to zoom in, it's just there, and it looks absolutely beautiful. I don't have my long zoom lens with me today, so I'm just primarily stuck with a 50mm and my 28mm, and I've only taken 50mm photographs. But there's something about 50mm images on a crop sensor when you're taking landscape stuff, and it just seems to you can fit in this huge vast amount of sky and this little sliver of land at the bottom, and I really love that type of image. I think it's absolutely glorious. But when you're looking out across the scene like that, it's so mesmerising, and the sky here is fantastic. I mean, just look at that. There's like a sliver of light just underneath with this vast cloud above. And I'm going to get my camera out again in a minute. I mean, there's no light here. There's nothing apart from that sliver of light underneath. And you've got the hills, the southern hills just there, and you've got Mount Caburn again, like I've been speaking to you about in the beginning of the video. But this area is fantastic. I mean, there's no light, as I've said, but it seems like a good opportunity for a bit of black and white. You know, I'm really enjoying my black and white images. It's simplified photography for me. I think I was getting lost in editing colour and it was just too much, you know. You could illuminate a colour too much and it would take away the actual physical what the colour was. So I was getting frustrated with it, and not angry, but just frustrated, and it's just frustration. That's the best way to explain it. So I simplified it by just changing to monochrome, and I think that's going to be the way I'm going to be taking photographs for some time. And it just makes things just much more simpler and easier, and I appreciate that monochrome more. You know, it has so much, there's drama, there's intrigue, there's tones, there's contrast, everything that I like in a photograph. So that's where I'm going with this one. So I'm going to take a few photographs of what I've done here, and I'll show you what I took a bit further down as well. And I think I might just enjoy the rest of the afternoon and call that a day. So thanks for watching. One more thing I just remembered. I've got a Facebook group called Your Photography, and it's all about your photography and what you take, and it can be anything, absolutely anything you want to take photographs of. And this is an opportunity just to say, come join me, come join everybody else in the group. And I'm going to be sharing some of those images on my website if the members are okay with that, because some people in the group take some extraordinary photographs. They're through their eye and through their vision and their light and how they capture stuff, you know. So I think I'll call that for a day. I'll put all the links and stuff in the description, and yeah, I'm going to call that a day. So I'll see you on the next video. See you later, guys.